everyone, this is the live vlog for the week of October 5th, 2025 to October 11th, 2025, and I really apologize if you hear the whirring in the background. It is freezing in this room, so I've turned on the space heater. I hope it's not too loud, and I'm really sorry if it is, and I don't want to refilm this because this is my second time filming this. Overall, this past week was much better mood-wise, emotionally, than the previous week. I wasn't having as many up and downs. I wasn't as touchy, as irritable, but when I got angry, I got angry. I'm talking about, I felt what I can only assume teenage boys feel when they're going to punch walls. I didn't punch any walls this week. I have previously, which I'm not proud to admit. I've also punched the floor, which I'm not proud to admit, and my knuckles have regretted that. It helped only momentarily. It didn't help in the long run. So I'm trying to limit the punching of inanimate things, such as walls and floors. But I need to find a rage room near me. That's what I need to do. I need to find a rage room near me just so I can smash things, because I feel like the level of anger I have in me is not good. I don't like it. I don't enjoy being angry. I don't enjoy negative emotions, as I said in the last video. But I need to find a rage room near me just to feel a little bit better, instead of having the poor floor or the poor walls or my poor knuckles deal with the brunt of it. And also, I kind of do want to pick up boxing. I've been saying this for so long and I just never have. And I regret that, because in university there was a boxing club that I could have joined and I just didn't, because I'm a loser, a coward, I suppose. Whatever. Point is, emotionally, last week was more stable than the previous week. What? Last week? No. Wow. Emotionally, this past week was more stable than last week. Everyone cheered. Everyone cheered. We're gonna move on now to the media I consumed. I finally sat down and watched The Little Vampire. I will say, very obviously a kid's movie. Duh. And while watching it, I had so many moments of, oh my god, this is so silly. The acting is kind of bad with these people. But at the same time, it was so fun to watch, because as I was watching it, I kept being like, oh my gosh, I can vividly remember watching this when I was a kid. But if anyone had asked me what happens in The Little Vampire before I rewatched it just now, I would not be able to tell them a single thing. Like, very, very, very vaguely, I'd be like, well, there's a kid, and there's this other kid who is a vampire, and he's hiding in his room. He's in the upper corner of his room, and hiding from his parents as well. That's about the gist of it. I don't remember anything about the cows. I don't remember anything about the floorboards. I don't remember the actress for Susan Pavensey being in there. Let's talk about that. The actress who played Susan Pavensey in the Narnia series was in The Little Vampire. And I never noticed that. But I guess also, in my defense, I never really understood that actors can act in more than one thing. Like, it never just registered it never registered in my mind, like, oh, this person is acting in this movie, but they're also acting in this movie. And also, when I watched Narnia, the first time I watched Narnia, I had already stopped watching The Little Vampire for a very long time. It was good, though. It was good, and it was the first entry. The Little Vampire was my first entry in a really long time, and what feels like forever, in my little notebook. This is where I keep my physical reviews of the media I consume. Books, movies, TV shows, what have you. I had a little era of writing reviews for the YouTube videos I watched in here, as long as they were like educational or really long. And I think that's good. I should get back into doing that. But the long videos I watch these days are just vlogs, and I don't feel comfortable writing reviews for vlogs. Does that make sense? But the last time I wrote an entry in here, before I wrote an entry for The Little Vampire, was for K-Pop Demon Hunters on August 8th, and that was a rewatch. But before that, I wrote a review in June for the Twilight Saga, and I was just complaining about how I can't believe I was so excited to rewatch it for the first time in so long, and it was such a disappointment, and everything was just pissing me off about this, and none of them are making choices that make sense, and all of them are just so stupid. Suffice to say, I don't know if I'm ever going to rewatch the Twilight Saga. I will just keep the memories and be nostalgic about them and be like, oh my gosh, it's ha season. I would love to rewatch Twilight. And then I'll just think about how much it pissed me off this year when I last rewatched it. And I'm not going to put myself through that. My blood pressure does not need me to be doing all that to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so stupid. Like, there's no reason for a series of movies to make me this unreasonably upset. To the point of me being like, do I even want to reread the books, despite knowing that the books were much better than the movies from what I can remember. Oh my god. Anyway, point is, this little notebook, I got it from the World Market a while ago, and I started keeping my reviews analogly in here. Before, I used to practice some little art, some little drawing. This one over here says, looks too much like a bug, and I need to learn how to draw bodies. I've never learned how to draw bodies, but I love drawing absolute units of birds. We're talking about my reviews being analog. I decided that I didn't want to type up reviews because I'm a little bit insecure about my reviews being lackluster. More than for anybody else, they are definitely for me. My reviews are more like, this is how I felt about this, this is what I liked about it, this is what I didn't like about it. So I don't really want to share them anywhere publicly, and I didn't want to keep them so separate because I know online that there's different website, different apps sort of for each kind of category of media you consume. I kind of wanted to keep them all in one place, but I also didn't want to keep them online as in Google Docs or in my notes app, because I feel like I would just not be very good at keeping up with them. They take up a lot of storage and they are really hard to shuffle through. Like, I just lose patience trying to look for the reviews I have left, whereas here I can just shuffle through the page and be like, oh right, I did read this, oh right, I did watch that at this time, and it's just better for me. And also I color code it, and it's really cute to flip through it and be like, oh my god, it's so cute and colorful. And the way I color code it is, if it's a book or a movie or whatever, just the media I consume and the color that pops out to me the most, or if there's a thematic color scheme, I pick a color from there to write. And if it doesn't have a cover or a prominent color, I just kind of pick the color that I associate with that randomly. It makes sense. I know it makes sense to you. Don't make me over explain this. I really enjoy doing this, and I feel like I feel like physically writing out my reviews has also given me more time to think through my own thoughts rather than just typing everything up mindlessly. I feel like writing is a more intimate activity. Like, physically writing is more intimate, not to bash on typing anything on the laptop, like I do that as well, duh. But I'm just waffling right now, aren't I? I'm just yapping around, waffling, making no sense, no rhyme or rhythm of what I'm saying. Moving on, I also watched a TED Ed video about the Salem Witch Trials, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. It came up on my recommended homepage, recommended whatever, and I just clicked on it because I was like, you know what, back in, what year was it, 2018? I wrote down 2018, when I was a senior in high school and the senior projects were still a thing. I did my senior project on the Salem Witch Trials, and I learned so much about it, but I kind of forgot about it because I obviously didn't reread that paper. It was a really traumatic project, okay? I found so many mentors. All of them agreed only to either ghost me, to be so useless, and to be like, oh, actually, I can't meet up with you at all the times that you need. I can't meet up with you as long as for all the hours that you need. Oh, I can't sign off on this hour. I can't sign off on this. I can't do this or that. Oh my gosh, it was the absolute worst thing. I have no idea how I managed to get as good a grade as I did. I think my teacher just gave me pity points because I was complaining about all of my mentors to her about, oh my gosh, I have to change my project premise so many times and blah 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 blah. How do I get this to? You don't care. Point is, I felt really nostalgic. I was like, you know what, I kind of want to re-jog my memory about the Salem Witch Trials. I love the animation style. I've been talking too much. I'm running out of time. I need to go eat breakfast soon. Okay, next, I've been rereading The Phantom Tollbooth. This is one of my all-time favorite books ever, and it's the first book I ever enjoyed reading that was assigned in school to read. If you want some more whimsy in your life, or if you're someone who just loves to reconnect with your inner child, this is a book for you. It makes me personally nostalgic, I guess, in a sense, for the way I used to think as a child, and I will not expand on that. I love the wordplays in here. I love the creativity and just the insanity that's going on in here. Beautiful. I love this book so much. I love this book so much, and I'm so glad I have a physical copy now that I can reread it whenever I wish. And it has pictures. If you're someone who cares about that. Something exciting that happened this past week. I painted my nails by myself for the first time in a really long time. Usually, whenever I want to get my nails painted, I go up to my mom and we have a little bonding moment where I'm like, can you please paint my nails? And then she paints my nails, and then we sit there talking while they dry. And it's really fun. It's really cute. However, I felt like painting my own nails, and I did. And they don't look the best. I will say that. This nail polish, the bottle was a deep, dark red. And so I was expecting it to be deep, dark red. Instead, it's like a purple, a magenta, I would say. I looked at it, when I first looked at it, I was like, that's definitely purple. And then I sat down. This is like pretty much the same color, no? But this is definitely pink. This is definitely pink, right? Or am I going crazy? I'm just trying to double guess myself. Are these pink? These are definitely pink, or are they magenta? Because these are not pink, and they're like also not completely purple, so they're magenta. I don't know. Point is, they're not the color I expected them to be, but I still like it. Up close, they are very messy because I painted them messily, and also because the shape of my nails is interesting, I would say. Interesting. But the nail polish itself, I don't know what was up with it because it was really streaky. I managed to get this hand kind of okay, a little streaky, but this hand is a complete mess with the streakiness, like clumps and streakiness galore. But from afar, it looks really nice. And then the ring fingers are orange. And while we're on the topic of nail polish, yesterday I went to the mall with my siblings, and we went to Ulta, and I found 2 nail polishes that really caught my eye, and my sister bought them for me, and I'm really excited to use both. First of all, this is Lincoln Park After Dark, and I have been hearing about this nail polish for nearly as long as I've been on the internet. Like clockwork, every single year, Lincoln Park After Dark is mentioned, and every time I've looked for it just to see what the hype is about, it's been sold out. It's not been available anywhere, but I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lincoln Park After Dark, let's give it a go. And then this one is called Aquarius Renegade, and I absolutely love it. Like, you can't even see the bottle, but I have been staring at this nonstop, and my sister has been like, are you just going to look at that? So many times yesterday, I'm like, yes, because it has galaxies in it. It is so beautiful and gorgeous, and I'm so excited to apply both of these. Yesterday, I was a little bit tempted to just completely pick off the nail polish I have recently freshly applied, just to apply Aquarius Renegade, but I was like, no, that's just not fair to this nail polish. It's just not. So I'm going to wait for it to come off. And then some bad news. My eldest sister lived in Chicago for a few years while she was doing university, and I created a library card for her to use for myself so that I could use it with the app, Libby app. And I used it constantly, consistently for the past few years. I tried to use it the other day to check out the Poison Apple books. It's expired. The library card is expired, and you have to go in person to renew it. That's just not gonna happen anytime soon. So I'm just really sad about that, because the Chicago Public Library, the Chicago Public Library has such a bigger collection of books to choose from than my local library, because smaller town, duh, versus big old city, duh. Anyway, that's all for this life vlog. I will see you in the next one. If you watched this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. But I will see you next time. Be kind, be smart, and stay safe, everyone.